As promised, wildlife. Yes, sir. Welcome to Australia, young man. This guy's been sitting here for like 2 minutes. As soon as I came up with the camera on selfie mode, he was like, nah, fuck that. Happy for you to wander around, just don't put me on video. Oh, welcome to Australia. Woo! What a great way to start the day. Good morning, world. Morning walk, episode 34. Coming to you today from Canberra. Beautiful, balmy Canberra, where even though it's the springtime coming on, flowers starting to come out on the trees, blooms. It's like -2 this morning. A little bit chilly. Anyway, I've come to this place which I love in Canberra called Red Hill. Spectacular little escarpment that just kind of pops out of nowhere, rises up and gives you this magnificent view out over the city. So just heading up there right now. You get these spectacular little glimpses out over Lake Burley Griffin, Parliamentary Quarter, as you climb all the way up. Young magpies. You can see they're young just by their kind of fluffy plumage on the chest, not yet dark, fully blackened out. Oh, it's incredibly dry here at the moment. Hasn't been a lot of rain in Canberra for quite a while. Everything's kind of browned out. Oh, it really is a spectacular spot up here. You know, sunrise coming up over Canberra. Always lots of wildlife around here. Often like little wallabies, even grey kangaroos, birds. It's a special little spot. And of course this magnificent view, it's just unbelievable. Oh, a bit tough coming up the hill though, first thing in the morning when it's so cold. You haven't had a chance to warm up yet. Plenty of cyclists coming up the hill doing their training. Good little climb up that little road. Word has it that our former Prime Minister uses this as a little training camp, training hill when he's down here for business. Those are eastern rosellas. You can tell by the beautiful red plumage, the deep blue wings. They're gorgeous. Oh, I feel old. In fact, I'm going to feel really old today. I'm actually sitting on an interview panel for a scholarship from the Australian government called the New Colombo Plan. It's like an elite scholarship for some of Australia's best and brightest young people, you know, aged 18 to 28 at university to go and study overseas. And interview panel interviewing more than 30 unbelievable rock stars over the next 3 days. It can be a little bit humbling. You know, I've done quite a lot in my time, but when you see what some of these people have achieved by the age of 24, 25, 26, it's impressive. I was having dinner with a friend of mine last night. We were talking about her workplace, and she's in her 20s. She was talking about the fact that she's the youngest in her office by like 20 or 30 or 40 years, and that sometimes that made the atmosphere maybe feel a bit stale and the kind of work culture like not that innovative. And I was like, oh God, yeah, I guess we all get old someday, don't we? And she made this really insightful comment, which was just like, yeah, there's old as in your body is old, but then there's old in spirit. And, you know, out of the two, which one's worse? I was like, holy crap, that's so wise. Because there totally is, right? I know this bloke, he's a distant relative of mine, that's you, Neal. He's deep in his 90s, you know, but he's the most incredibly active person on social media. And you should see some of the jokes that this guy reposts. It's so fucking rude. It's hilarious just to see all the stuff that he's, you know, keeping abreast of. And I guess it's the thing, when you've got time, you can do it. But if you're not, you know, young in spirit rather than just young in your age, that's just not going to be your attitude. So there's something in that, isn't there? To make sure you keep that. Because it doesn't matter if you're 22, 32, or 62. I know you still got time on your side, don't you? Until the very end. And we can always make that count. You just always have to have that energy and that, desire to go and explore and do new things. Keep the energy high. What does that really mean? I don't know, but Neal's got it. 96. He's dominating on social media. I'm gonna go sit on this interview panel today, and I think it's such a privilege to sit around and hear the stories of all these people who are just in their 20s, who've already contributed a lot and who've got so many more great things ahead of them. I think there's so much we can derive from that youthful energy and give to ourselves, bring for ourselves. Because it doesn't end just because suddenly you're in your 30s or 40s. Actually, I think that's one of the things that I notice with the people I know who are in their 20s. There's this kind of impatience when you're in your 20s for everything just to fucking have arrived and to kind of have it all. So, that your career is suddenly skyrocketing and, you've got your degrees or your other kinds of training and education, and you're earning tons of money, and you've also been traveling and you're doing all of this stuff. And it's just such unnecessary pressure because you've got time on your side. So just don't do it to yourself. It kind of goes for people of all ages. If you're in your 20s, you're young, and you can be young at heart, young in spirit, as well as young in body. You got time. So don't put so much fucking pressure on yourself to work it all out and have everything dialed in by the age of 22 or 23 or 28. You've still got all the time in the world. And there's no need to just have that pressure. It's all self-inflicted. And then there's those of us who are in our 30s and people in their 40s and 50s. And the message there is that your body might be older, but just don't lose that youthful enthusiasm and spirit and hope. And maybe for those people, maybe you need to keep the pressure on yourself to keep, innovating and doing new things and keeping your attitude fresh and being open. Otherwise, we just stagnate. What the fuck is worse than stagnating? Bad coffee. Then you started drinking filter coffee. God, that's fucking awful, isn't it? That's a message when you're in your 20s, or even if you're in the 30s or 40s, or even more, is that you've got time. Time is on your side. I think my 96-year-old great uncle Neal would tell you, even when you're in the 70s, fuck, you've still got time. All going well if you look after yourself and you're lucky. You've still got decades left to go, so make sure you stay young at heart, stay up with what's new and current, and enjoy all that life has to offer. It's a roo, can you see that? There we go. Good morning, Australia. Let's go. Come on. Home. Big kangaroo. Those are big boys. Oh, and there's a joey. Holy schmoly. Amazing. Look at the wildlife. Holy crap. Woo! That is spectacular. In the wild, a massive eastern grey. He's a big boy. Couldn't go too close to that. He would make a big old fucking mess of me. Eastern greys, these are. As promised, wildlife. Yes, sir. Welcome to Australia, young man. Guy's been sitting here for 2 minutes. As soon as I came up with the camera on selfie mode, he was like, nah, fuck that. Happy for you to wander around, just don't put me on video. Oh, welcome to Australia. Woo! What a great way to start the day. Oh boy. Oh crap. It's like 7 o'clock. I need to be ready and not just back at the hotel, but ready for the interview panel in like an hour. I've got at least half an hour of scooting to get me back to the hotel. I better get a wriggle on. Oh boy. Well, that's been a pretty special way to finish up this little outing to Red Hill, this lovely Canberra morning. Whatever you're getting up to today, I hope it's a good one. I'm Rob Malicki and I'll see you next time on the morning walk. Have a good one.